what is happening, Minnesota? So back with the video. It's in the middle of the night where nobody is here. It's always quiet around this neighborhood. I'm just going in my mailbox, just checking to see what I missed. This past weekend, I was just over to visit family. I gotta basically get out of the city. There's not much. Yeah, all I see flyers. What we got? More junk. Oh yeah, finally my items finally came. This is what I do at this stage. You want to know something? I am sick and tired of people sending me junk. I'm gonna have to put a sticker on my door mailbox that says don't give me junk email, because all this stuff, I'm pretty sure none of it is bills. I don't have any bills left to pay. No debt. The least people can do is stop putting junk in my mailbox. I just want my items, and when it's time for me to leave this city behind, because if it only takes care of their own and people from overseas, I say screw it. You know something? I know somebody might be watching this video right now. I don't really care. But, you know, there's an old parable that says, if the African villager doesn't feel the warmth of the village, he'll burn it down just to feel its warmth. I'm paraphrasing. In other words, people who, I guess, disrespect outsiders that come into the city to try to find work, or at least try to find good people. Yeah, I just say, you know what? I've had this argument with my family before. They want me to actually stay in the city. Well, there's nothing here at all. There's nothing holding me back in this place. Not even. I mean, what else is there? I mean, I pay most of my money towards rent, but I don't have any more debt. I paid my dues, and now I feel like I want to try to move away from the city, maybe to a plantation, where maybe at a farm where I could be treated with a little bit more respect. Because I'll tell you something, rural areas are probably going to be better, I think, for local communities, people who can come together during hard times. I mean, even in my old town, we used to do that. Around here, nobody gives a, nobody cares. No, I had so much to offer. You know, I had a business. I had a studio. I had a studio downtown, and at one point, it was going to become really successful. I wanted to try to get artists and people to come together and jam. I wasn't even doing that for the money. I'm just so fed up with this place right now, because finding jobs or just good people in the city. The only good person I've talked to in a long time, honestly, is just people that are just visiting. They think that this place is so great. Yeah, you can go here for a visit, but the city these days has got problems. So I just had to go grab my mail. Finally, I have a couple of items which I found from AliExpress or Amazon. There's a lot of goodies that I found on sale. Usually I don't buy too much, but when I do, I try to budget. And this must be my watch and LED lights. I have no idea if these are going to work. I bought one of these, actually, these little selfie lights. They're LED ring lights you can't even buy in the city. You have to go online, and that's why you gotta take a chance. Ooh, look at that! Yeah. Is it the color? Okay. I don't know if this changes any. I don't know how you change the color of this. But yeah, at least you know it's good for little ring light. Anyway, point is that people are not branching out. I was saying to my family when I was visiting them that yeah, people these days in 2022 they gotta learn a little something called hustle culture. Okay, because a lot of people they define their success based on their what it is that they can put on the wall, you know, like your diploma. And my grandmother defines her profession by what she learned in school, but the truth is that after she retired, she didn't learn nothing. She doesn't even have a smartphone or a flip phone. I remember I actually gave her one of these smartphones. Some people, you know what, they're being given a lot, but they just choose not to use it. Just like people who are now chasing after the new thing, they don't even know how to use their old. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. I guess it's a little big. Not quite my style. I might give the chain to somebody maybe who really needs it, but you know, I guess it's okay if I want to wear something fancy, like maybe a fancy dinner. You know, maybe, you know, for a little bit of wine and cod au gratin. I don't know. Maybe some calamari, but yeah. So anyway, I just say to people, branch out whenever you can instead of going to the bars and buying booze. Yeah, wasting money and going and hanging out with these people who don't even. I mean, they're not thinking ahead. They should be practicing building on their craft. You know, building on their skills. Because people who don't do that, they're gonna miss out. They're gonna miss out big time. Everybody. I mean, not everybody is cut from the same cloth. I know everybody comes from different backgrounds, but even the people from Asia and the Ukraine, they're working. They're working. You can say whatever you want, you know, about, you know, how the liberal system is biased now towards, you know, the men and, you know, feminism destabilizing the West and all that. I've heard it all. But you know what? At the end of the day, you are your own driving force and you are your own brake. Okay, if people are giving you a hard time, if you're not living with people who are, you know, like-minded, maybe it's time you should move. You should do that. Play around with lighting. Yeah, it's too bad that these LED lights didn't have the ability to change color, but yeah, it's kind of cool. You know, if people want to create a effect for a music video or something like that, people can do that. But you know what, again, these little LED lights, they're pretty cheap from Alibaba. And yeah, again, if people want to make their TikToks or their music video, they can. This is one way of how they're able to create perfect video. They got to get rid of the shadows. They got to get rid of. See? A little trick that they use in the entertainment industry. They use much more powerful, bigger lights like this to try to. Yeah. Anyway, it would have been nice to get it in a multicolored, as it shows on the package. Or maybe I have to do something with this. Anyway, yeah. I would just shop around. I would go and do your own research if you're going to be shopping at a reputable seller. They have the star or the rating system. I don't think AliExpress has that. Or I mean, they're a company that's cheaper. They deal with cheap products for a reason. Because I mean, most times it's probably not even worth paying a lot of money towards. So, on the plus side, maybe you could probably sell this in a few of these and make a profit if I can get the next batch. If they're you know, something which people would want to buy, basically, yeah, you could probably start your own buying and selling account. On eBay, they would probably charge a lot. I think just to have like, you'd be paying a tax. But I'm learning as I go. But that's just one thing you could do. One thing that is actually really good that you can buy, one of these little crank radios, and you know, Bluetooth and all these other bells and whistles. People can, they could save some money and they could buy stuff like that. So if people want to, you know, spend money on booze or cigarettes or whatever, that's up to you. But I mean, meanwhile, I'm just going to be like focusing on my grind, building. I might actually paint some art. I don't know. I might try do that at the dollar store. They still got paints, and maybe if I can get good at it, I can start selling my own art. That's one of the things that people can do. They can build things. You know, they can create their own stuff. They can start their own brand. They can start their own brand if you can learn how to sew. If you can learn how to sew and basically, yeah, take apart clothing, and if you can learn how to fashion a hoodie or something cool like that, that may be at a different material, maybe velvet, you can learn how to do that kind of stuff. You can make scarves or headbands or belts, stuff like that, you know. Just be creative minded. I don't know. I mean, people these days, they complain about, oh, there's no work, there's nothing to do in this town or in this city. Well, yeah, I feel you, but you can always learn new skills on your own time. These days, people have the power of the internet. You can try different things, but I would start small. You know, keep a journal at least, and if you make some progress, you can always write your ideas down in a journal. And who knows, maybe a year from now, if you keep up with your craft, you can build something. Maybe you can create your own SoundCloud. You can build a SoundCloud, or you can do animation or sell your skills online. You could do those things. Yeah, I mean, during these hard times, you know, with the hurricanes and the recession, the cost of living, inflation keeps on going up, people are going to have to do whatever they can to try to get a little bit ahead. I'm not even talking about getting ahead. I'm just talking about, like, you know, like living comfortably. And again, there's all kinds of tools and things you can use to try to help yourself and maybe other people, to teach other people. If you're not doing anything good with your channels, first of all, but if you have something good to share, you're wasting your time. And I see a lot of people who are smart, but they're not sharing anything on their YouTube channel. It's sad, and people wonder why they're so messed up in the head by the time they hit 50 or 60. There's people that all they do is complain, but they don't build on their craft. I see people who do the same thing for 30 years. You know, they're not growing. My grandmother, I gave her a phone. Again, one of these smartphones, and she complains to me. She's like, "Oh, I'm a teacher. I'm a retired teacher. I don't need to learn anything else. I got my retirement." Well, now she's got dementia. If you don't use it, you lose it.